I rewatched all the most recent Halloween movies, and I gotta say, I really enjoyed Halloween Kills more than I enjoyed it the first time I watched it. The BS thing about the new Halloween movies is that they came out and made a point to be like, well, these are canon, this is the true sequel, and all those other sequels are BS, and they're not good, and they don't count, and they're not included, which is true to a certain degree. But then they ended up like reusing like all the stuff where the town of Haddonfield comes together and forms a mob. It's all from Halloween 4, Return of Michael Myers. So
Yeah, they reused a lot. It kind of reminds me of The Last Jedi, where like
yeah,
where Ryan Johnson's talking about it, and he's like, "We didn't want to follow the formula. We want to do something different because it's good filmmaking." And it's like, what are you talking about? Like, you reused almost everything. You
Yeah.
reused almost every idea from like Empire Strikes Back and from like other stuff.
But what I realized about that movie this time watching it, it's from the whole movie's from Michael Myers is the main character. All of the perspective and all of the stuff is there's the town and Tommy Doyle, and then you have the Strodes that are relegated to a hospital. But really, it's about Michael Myers, and it's from his perspective. And if you're a fan of that character, like some of those shots, like when he comes out of the burning house and just wrecks those firefighters, it's like there's nothing more Michael Myers than that movie, in my opinion. Not like, not the greatest movie top to bottom, but I really enjoyed it more. I still really dislike Halloween Ends. I think rewatching that solidified it, but I really enjoyed Halloween Kills, and I really think Halloween 2018 is the second best Halloween movie that they've done. So that's
Dude, I agree with that. That first one, I really love that first movie, and
Yeah.
like, so it's kind of like what you're saying. Like, I was all the more let down to be like, okay, they're restarting the canon. They picked where they're like, because it's like it's Halloween 2. It's after Halloween 2, right? Like they kept that, and then they
No.
After Halloween 1.
They
completely
oh,
got
that's
rid-
it. It's just
Wh-
the first one.
which is really dumb. I mean, they got rid of it because they didn't want to be hampered by Laurie being Michael Myers' sister, which I never
Oh,
understood.
right,
I never understood why that's a problem. Like, it's not like
It's
it would have
not.
upended that entire series, but
I'm all with that if you have a great idea and that
Yeah.
you want to execute, but like then you get to the end and you're like, that was it. Like we didn't. Okay,
yeah,
I don't know.
It's a
the
bold
last
move.
movie-
Dude,
Yeah.
sorry. It's a bold move to change the two, like the story between the two original movies. Say that the second one no longer counts because you have a better idea. Then completely copy, like you said, the other movies, all their best parts. And then also just shit on the fucking franchise, dude. Shit on fucking Laurie. She, like you even talked about, she went from 2018 being a badass to the very next movie being in the hospital being like, woe is me. I
Dude, the
can't
whole
protect
movie,
myself.
she was in the hospital.
Yeah, it was. Which in the second Halloween, she is in the hospital, but she fucking fights and kind of beats him.
Well, dude,
it pissed me
Halloween 2 is a great sequel.
It's
It really
great.
is a great sequel. I think like the benefit of the original and then having 2018, if you watch it as the direct sequel, the interesting thing is like they've created a Halloween multiverse. Halloween 2, he gets away in Halloween 2018, he's apprehended by the police. So it all depends on like that one element. That's the conduit that changes, and I like that there's like a multiverse of Halloween movies. I really do. But Halloween Kills, I enjoyed way more this time, just for like the kills and the creativity. And man, the cinematography in those movies, if they did anything right, they really did emulate that first 78 Halloween movie in terms
Their
of
budget was more than $25.
Yeah. Yeah, and like those shots, I was telling Vince, my favorite thing is those shots where Michael Myers is in darkness and they just light his face up. Oh, dude, it's so so terrifying, and really plays into the concept of the shape.
It's crazy, like learning more about the original Halloween and just how scrappy it was. Where like they started production and they didn't even know what his mask was gonna look like. They're like, I don't know, just like go find something. And like what they found was like they went to a store and like found a mask of
Shatner,
Captain Kirk from Star Trek, and then they just like modified it. And we're like, all right, I guess it's this. And then like to think how many movies have stemmed from that, and like really, it's like the basis of almost all horror that we have now is like pretty hilarious.
Well, in terms of the modern slasher, I don't know if there's anything more influential and iconic.
Dude, I still hold it. Like I feel like H2O is like kind of underrated still. Like I
love
feel
it.
like the
I
end
love
of
it,
that
dude.
movie is like the best ending.
Yeah.
Like she just is like, no one's gonna do anything. This is up to me. I'm stopping this for good. And like the whole altercation at the end, she like still has this like pity and this connection to them, but like has to I don't know. I feel like it's hard to top that.
Well, that's where I feel like him being her sister isn't the worst. I mean, yeah, it's retconned. Yeah. I get it, and it's only used as a motivation to have him come back to Haddonfield. But I don't know. Like, there's 3 different multiverses of Halloween movies now. You have the original timeline with Laurie, then you have the timeline with Jamie where they kill Laurie off screen. And then Jamie kind of becomes the de facto Michael Myers. And then they abandon that for number 5 and number 6. And then they go back to the original timeline of 1 and 2. And then H2O is the direct sequel. It's kind of the 3rd movie in that. And then Resurrection, we don't even have to talk about. Then they have like the new 2018 and, Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. So there's all these different timelines, but it's kind of cool. Like, it
don't forget
works.
Rob Zombie timeline as well,
yeah,
dude.
Yeah, so there's 4.